Hey, good morning. Melissa here from GirlGoneFishing. I'm all packed up and ready to head to a Cincinnati Kayak Fishing tournament on Brookville Lake in Indiana. But the exciting thing about today is I would like to introduce my new car. I finally got it done. I bought a used Subaru Outback. It's got 100,000 miles on it, but I'm not going to be broken down on the way to the ramp like my old car with 220,000 miles on it. So very excited, running kind of late because this took me a long time to figure out. So going to get out there and hopefully win a tournament today with my new car luck. Good luck, everyone. All right, I'm launched. I'm out at my spot. I'm a little early, so I'm waiting for lines in, but man, what a beautiful morning. So my car made it here okay. Thank goodness for new cars. I'm really excited to have a reliable vehicle, and I got my kayak off it without any problem, well, without much problems. So got it all set up. I'm out here, and yeah, looking forward to a good day. It's going to be gorgeous today. Going to be hot. It's going to be my first hot day out on the kayak, but I'm starting shallow. So I'm starting at the upper end, the end where the creek comes in, and I'm going to fish kind of some of the backwaters around the upper end and the incoming channel and see how that goes. So I don't have any electronics today. I had everything set up and ready to go, but it didn't power on when I got to the kayak. So I don't know what's going on. I have to work on that later, but not going to mess with it today. Really disappointing though, because I wanted to get the good start with like a new car, new electronics working, but that's okay. I'm shallow, don't need electronics all that much. I'm just going to find fish and I'm going to do well. So my starting lineup is a weightless fluke, a buzz toad. Ooh, something just blew up over there. Maybe I am doing topwater. Yeah, weightless fluke, buzz toad, small popper, square bill crankbait. I have a drop shot rod tied on, chatterbait, and wacky worm. So that's my starting lineup, and hopefully it works and I get some fish. All right, things are popping around here. This might be a topwater bite. It's been a really, really long time since I've caught a fish in a tournament. Weightless Senko. All right, fish number one. It's 11.5 inches, but in Cincinnati Kayak Fishing, it's an 8-inch minimum because we get to just take their picture and put them right back. So I got fish number one on the board. Little spike it right on the tip of the tail. It's chartreuse dye with garlic, like scent and taste for the fish, but it used to be in a jar, now it's in a pen, so much better. So I'm throwing a weightless Senko to really shallow grass on the shore, and the only bite I've had so far, it went and I was thinking it was like really little fish, but then my line started swimming away. So what I'm doing now is just casting, waiting like 3 to 5 seconds, and then reeling it back in, because if I don't feel that, there's no fish. So shallow, no reason to wait for it to sink. So I just got to the end of the grass strip where I caught one fish, and it was the only place I've gotten a bite so far, even though I've already hit the 3 places that I have waypoints where I was supposed to get fish. but I passed a guy who said he had also caught a fish on this stretch in the grass. So I'm going to actually double back and hit that stretch again now that I'm throwing a weightless Senko, and that's what I got bit on, because like the first 3/4 of that stretch I was throwing crankbaits and chatterbaits and poppers and everything but just sucking it up and doing the weightless Senko, doing the finesse. So I'm going to go back, hit it, kind of try to move fast, hit it with my weightless Senko and see if I can get another fish. All right, I got fish number 2, 13 inches. Gotta keep going. Weightless Senko again. So when I made that call to double back and do this grass again, I caught that fish 3 casts later. I mean, that might be the first time in my tournament fishing career, or ever, that I actually made a smart decision based on what the input told me I should do, and I was right. I mean, that is a cool feeling. I want to do that more often, even if it means throwing a weightless Senko. So I'm going to try to stick to the same plan. My bad habit in fishing is that I get really locked into an area and kind of grind and like get lost in it, you know, like sort of go zen. But I'm going to keep moving, and I'm going to throw the worm out, and I don't have to really fish it. I just have to let it sit there for a second, maybe shake it, and then reel in and cast again. All right, I got to be smart and disciplined about this. I got to keep the boat the right distance away so I don't get too close and spook them. I got to land my casts far enough into the grass that they're actually effective. I tend to throw too far away from the target. And I got to keep moving. I got to cover water. So that's the goal. I should be doing this on live stream, and then if anyone sees me like not moving, just call me. This is a really little fish, but it might be 8 inches. Fish number 3, 10 1/4. Doesn't he look itty bitty? But he counts in Cincinnati Kayak Fishing. So that third fish takes me to 35 inches. Now, even though it is an 8-inch length minimum, it is a regular 5-fish limit. So I have to get 2 more fish to fill my limit, but I'm currently sitting in 6th out of 40 people with 35 inches. So I don't really care about where I am in the standings right now. I am just so proud of myself for making that call, making that adjustment, and doing something right. Tournament fishing is so much more fun when you catch fish. That was so cool. I think that was the most badass thing I've ever done fishing. I threw that back behind the front grass line into like this little puddle back there, and I got a fish, and then I pulled the fish out, all on like a spinning rod and I think 10-pound fluorocarbon. Seeger and Vizex, very strong. But man, that was awesome. Now I'm retying my line because it was a little kinked up and I pulled it through some stuff. I don't want to risk it because I'm throwing back there. Alright, this little guy's my limit. He is 11 3/4. That gives me 5 keepers. Now it's time to go upgrading. I can't believe I have a limit. This is awesome. How's it going? Well, just got my limit, so now I just need to upgrade.
Sorry, I pulled right in front of you. Didn't see you.
You sure did. It's alright.
Right ahead.
Oh, well, thank you.
Are you on the riprap good?
Doing better with grass.
Really?
Yeah.
Where would you find grass in Brookville?
That whole bank from there to the fishing pier, past the fishing pier, all the way past those 2 islands to Quakertown Marina.
Bank grass or is it grass in the water?
It's grass in the water at the shoreline. Yeah. That's where I got my 5 fish.
Good for you.
Yeah.
What's your biggest one?
13 and a half.
Okay.
They're mini bass, but
Yeah, all right.
lots of room to upgrade.
Well, yeah.
Good luck, you guys.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. All right, he's like a 1-inch upgrade, 11 3/4, but it's something. So here's your 12 o'clock report. I have 59.5 inches, which is fantastic for me. I've got my 5 fish limit, plus I've culled once and got up like, another 1/2 inch. My smallest fish is only 11 1/4, and my biggest is only like 13 1/4. So I have a lot of room to upgrade. I just need to find the bigger fish. So that's the goal right now. I went down under the bridge, kind of up the river a little bit, and it wasn't doing anything. So I decided to come back, make one more swing along the bank, along the stretch of bank where I've gotten all of my fish, and then I'm going to keep on going that way, and I'm going to go back to the ramp, kind of the marina where I launched, because there was a ton of bait fish activity while we were waiting to be allowed to like take off, and so I'm going to go and see if I can throw a worm around there and get anything. Maybe that's where the big fish are, like under the boats and stuff. I'd like the sun to come out, because then I feel like it would position the fish closer to cover. I mean, that's the theory, right? When the sun's out and they need shade, they go closer to cover and they're easy to find. When it's cloudy like this, they're just blah everywhere because they're not worried. But there's just stuff jumping everywhere around here. Some of it's carp, some of it's, I think, gar maybe. There's shad jumping. I think I've seen white bass flipping, or they could have been just really big shad. And I saw some guys over there catching crappie. So there's tons of fish in here. I want something on my line. All right, another good upgrade. This guy's 14 inches, my biggest fish of the day. So this 14 incher calls my 11 1/4 incher. So good upgrade. Thank you, buddy. All right, it's 3 o'clock. That means line's out, tournament's over, no more fishing. And I did really well by my standards, maybe not by the tournament standards. I think I ended up probably around somewhere between 20th to 25th. standings are off right now, so I don't know, but I think right about middle of the field. But what's so cool is I got my limit of 5 fish, and then I culled twice. So that hardly ever happens to me. I usually get like 0 fish. So tournament fishing really is a lot more fun when you catch fish, you know, and don't feel like you're total failure all the time. So I got the 5 fish, and then I culled twice. I did lose 1 fish. I hooked it like over a branch, and I don't think I got a good hook set on it. So, but what's really cool is, so first thing in the morning, I was catching fish on a weightless Senko on the outside edge of the grass, kind of like along the shore. It did better in grass that had a little more water depth instead of the super shallow stuff, but right along the edge there, I got 3 fish right away in the morning, and then I couldn't get any more. So I tried to duplicate that pattern other places in the lake. It didn't work, so I went back to that area again, and I started trying to throw beyond the front of the grass, like into the stuff. There was a little bit of puddling kind of like in the grass, and I caught a fish. And I mean, this is so cool. I'd never tried that before, but I did it and I caught a fish. I thought you had to have braid and a flipping something to do that, but I just did it with my little weightless Senko and a spinning reel on fluorocarbon. Go Seeker and VizX fluorocarbon. It hauled those fish out of there. So I got that fish, and that one completed my limit, and then I got another fish and I called doing that same thing, and I got another fish and I called doing that same thing, and then I lost that 1 fish doing the same thing. So I'm really proud of how I did today. It's an improvement. I found fish, I got a pattern, I worked with that pattern, the pattern changed, I made an adjustment. So all around, pretty good for me. I think it's signs that I'm getting better, which is really encouraging. So now I have to go back, load up the links on my new Subaru Outback. It's going to be kind of sketchy because I still haven't got the hang of how to get it up on there without scratching the car or dropping the kayak, but I'll figure it out, and then make it to, I think it's Jay's Mid-Lake, something like that, for the award ceremony, and celebrate the people who won and get to see all my buddies. So I need to say a huge thank you to Strictly Sailing Kayak, not only for the honor of being on the Strictly Sailing Kayak Fishing team, which I just love. I love being part of a team of people. Also, thank you for running the tournament trail. They basically have organized and run Cincinnati Kayak Fishing to give us somewhere to fish locally. So thank you guys for everything you do for the kayaking and angling and sailing communities. And thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm so happy there's fish for you today. So thank you guys. I'm going to pop over to the awards, and then I'll see you guys out on the water on the next one.
And in first place with 82 inches, taking home $615, Mr. Jason Myers.